What is going on? Welcome to this week's video. How did my client Aubrey lose over 200 pounds with PCOS? Now, let's go into a little bit of who she is. So, Aubrey is a mom of two. She works a full-time job as an HR manager, 40 to 50 hours a week, struggle to lose the last 60 pounds. So she came to me when she was struggling to lose the last 60. She lost about 100 and something on her own, and then it was just plateauing. Like it just wouldn't move like so many of you struggle with. So what did we do to push the needle forward? We're going to go over in this video. So PCOS made it hard to enjoy carbs and cut the fat, was doing all the workouts, but she wasn't necessarily seeing the results. So she was being consistent. She was showing up every day, but for some reason, the work wasn't really doing what it needed to. And it was frustrating. And wasn't quite sure if the nutrition plan she was on was right for her. So what did we do? How did she go from this to this? So first thing is we changed workouts, and then we gradually increased cardio. We did a calorie deficit to reverse diet, and then it was even helping her on vacations and while she's traveling. So we're going to go over a little bit of details on each part of this so that you can succeed on your fitness journey as well. Okay, so strength training was the most important part. Okay, so she was doing a lot of different type of workouts, maybe some HIIT, maybe some boot camp stuff, things like that, but none of it was working for her body. So with PCOS, I didn't want her to add more stress to the body by doing extremely, strenuous workouts or a workout program. I wanted to focus on one thing, and that one thing was strength training. So we focused on 3 days of strength training, with 10 minutes of walking cardio at the end of each one. As she got stronger, she asked for 4 workouts a week, even while she was doing 50 hours a week at some points with 2 kids. Because it wasn't necessarily that she wanted to do another workout to get results faster. It was more so because she was gaining so much energy and she was seeing the progress. It was so more motivating for her, right? Because she was doing the work that was right for her body. And by doing so, her energy increased, where I know a lot of you struggle with it, right? It's like, how can I even get 2 workouts a week? Well, it's just about starting from zero and building your way up. And workouts were 45 minutes long. On her busy days, we just adjusted them to 30 minutes. So sometimes in her busiest seasons, like of work, it was just hard to do 45-minute workouts. And the thought of it was a little daunting. So to make sure she was consistent and didn't give up, we went from 45 minutes to just 30 minutes. And she was still seeing the results she wanted. Because it's not about being perfect. It's not about doing the most that you can, like 2-hour workouts or anything like that. It's no matter how much time you have, it's doing the workout efficiently, right? And we got rid of HIIT. We didn't do boot camps because it was causing her cortisol to spike. So her body was just naturally getting more stressed, which is harder on the body, especially when you have PCOS. Let alone if you don't necessarily need to be doing these crazy training regimens just to see progress, just to lose fat and weight. You need to build lean muscle first. So with PCOS especially, I just noticed a lot of my clients who have it, a lot of their symptoms would decrease with PCOS. And for those who don't have PCOS, it was still very important. Like this was the same concept we applied, right? Because the leaner you get, the faster your metabolism works. And the faster your metabolism works, over time, you can eat a little bit more without worrying about gaining more weight. You can actually eat more and maintain the progress you built. So it was strength training. It was making sure she was getting stronger, and intensity matters. Okay. It's not just going to the gym and showing up and just doing, the work nonchalantly. It was actually focused sessions with getting stronger week by week. And whether that was more weight every week or it was just doing more reps or better form, it was taking sets to failure for a lot of it. And what does that mean? It's making sure that when you get to the last set, right? So you have 2 sets of 10 reps. That 10th rep, it's like, holy crap, I don't have any more in me. This is like all I have. That intensity is what truly brings the best results out of everything. But strength training was the most important part. Number 2 was gradually increase cardio. So if cardio was all she was doing, she wouldn't have gotten the results. She wouldn't have gotten so lean, and she would have continued to plateau, because cardio isn't something that is going to help you lose weight in the long run. It might help you in the beginning because any movement in the beginning is going to help, but it's building that lean muscle that helps the most. So cardio was something that we added on as a layer later, and more so for helping her with cardiovascular health as well as maintaining weight loss, but it wasn't the only lever we needed. But it was very important that over time she did a little bit more. So we did 10-minute walking cardio for the first few months to help her feel better about carving out that time in the day right after a workout. It's not like something like, oh my God, I got to run, I got to do this, I got to do that. It's like, okay, well, I can do 10 minutes of walking. It's setting expectations to meet her, to meet where you're at, right? That's how you stay consistent. Walking turned into speed walking, and then that turned into light jogging. And we stayed there. She just stayed there and continued to do that over time, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Her body got better at handling that level of cardiovascular work, aka stress, without her feeling winded. And this helped her hit her step goal as well, right? You don't have to hit your step goal separately. You can do it all within that period of time. And it wasn't 10K steps right away. It was a few thousand in the beginning. Maybe it was 2,000, then you go to 3,000, then 7,000, 8,000, and so on. You don't necessarily need to keep 10K as like the pillar of success, but it's help, right? You don't have to go there if you're only doing 2,000. That's very, very overwhelming to try to do in the beginning. So just meet yourself where you're at and then gradually increase it. Stop trying to do everything at once, right? It's a lot of stress on your body. Whether or not you have PCOS, be patient and phase out the next level of your training appropriately. Okay, start slow and then build your way up, and that's how you maintain the progress that you're building now. Okay, the next one is reverse diet. She didn't cut carbs. We just adjusted the amount with the calories. So a lot of times with PCOS, and even those who don't have PCOS, people always tell me, Raj, I've been cutting out carbs and sugar and all this stuff, and for some reason, like I'm losing weight, but it's not what I want. It's not working forever. It's because as soon as you go back to a regular diet, which is having things that are balanced, you are going to gain weight back because your body's like, what the hell is going on? So there's no secret diet. Just eat fewer calories than you consume, a calorie deficit, right? Use calculator.net to find the right amount of fat, carbs, and protein for your weight loss journey if you aren't sure where to start. Just for now. It's a good baseline. It's a good idea. It might not give you the most accurate reading, but it can give you an idea of where you should be so you have a better understanding rather than being at 1200 calories. And pro tip, I wouldn't choose the option that says, rapid weight loss, which is like 2 pounds a week. I would just do 1 pound a week because for a lot of times, depending on how much you weigh, even the 1 pound a week option will give you 2 pounds a week of weight loss. 2 pounds a week is going to probably a little bit hard. You can do 2 pounds a week of weight loss for the first, I would say, 4 weeks and then change it to 1 pound. So that way you're eating the right amount. Because what happens is if you drastically drop your calories and you go way too low, way too fast, your body's going to adapt to it and it's going to try to lose less calories or burn less calories, which makes it harder for you to eat more food as you keep the fat off, okay? So for Aubrey, we started at a 600 calorie deficit and then we did 400. And then it was 200 calorie deficit, and we eventually came out of it. She eventually started eating more. She got up to 1,800 calories. Even after the fact, she got up to 2,000, 2,100. Even with PCOS, she was able to manage her cravings, okay, with even some sugar and things like that, some sweet treats. So she went from 70 grams of carbs a day to 170 grams of carbs a day. And I have a lot of clients who are eating 200 grams plus a day, right? But this is a place that is so healthy to be in because you're not going into your fitness journey or you're not maintaining your weight loss from a place of lack. You're building it off of a body that is capable, right? If you've been on these extreme diets where for some reason, the weight comes right back, it's because you haven't done the most important thing, which is rebuild your metabolism. And it has nothing to do with your age. Yeah, maybe age over time can somewhat decrease your metabolism, but it really has nothing to do with that. It has to do with the fact that you have 2 legs and you barely move right now. So if you want to eventually eat a little bit more food and keep the weight off, you have to be able to build as much muscle as you can. And muscle will not be bulky. It's not going to make you massive. You're already bulky, right? Like Aubrey was bulky here, but here she's not. She's so much leaner, so much smaller than she was here, right? So you want to think of your diet as if you can't do it for 3 years, don't even do it for like a week, right? Look at a diet and see if it's sustainable for you. Don't cut out carbs if you don't need to. Don't cut out the sugar if you don't need to. Have a sweet treat here and there. Make sure you're managing the amount. That's all that matters, okay? So a deficit to eventually eating more. That is what a reverse diet is. You're coming out of the deficit to rebuild your metabolism so that you can look like this, or even depending on your goal, you want to lose more weight, you want to, get leaner, it just depends where you are. This is not even her most recent, before or her after picture. She's just doing it on her own now because she's crushing it. She's built a body that can handle everything we've put at it because it was a gradual increase and now she's doing it on her own. And then the last thing is help with vacation travel. Okay. Travel is inevitable, whether it's for work or with family or friends. So adjusting the plan to fit your life is what matters most. But when you're on vacation or you're traveling, the biggest thing is managing expectations. So when she went away, the goal wasn't more weight loss. It was simply maintaining the progress she made up until that point. So let's say she lost 20 pounds and then she had a work thing or she was gone for a week or two. To Mexico or whatever it was. It wasn't about, okay, well, now that you're there, let's do this, so you can lose another 5 pounds. No. All it was hey, now you're on vacation. You should probably enjoy a little bit of that and understand that because you're not going to be able to control the food necessarily you're putting into your body or the ingredients you're putting into your food, sorry, rather, don't worry about trying to lose another fucking 10 pounds right now, right? Pardon the language. Let's worry about, hey, just maintain everything you've built up until this point because that is what's going to happen. Because when you come back, sorry, you're not starting all over again. You're not worried about the scale. You're just worried about, okay, now that I'm back, can I get back to my routine? So when you're there to maintain progress, you might lose some weight. That's fine. Maybe you can, but don't make that the expectation. So when she was there, sorry, there was no overeating. She enjoyed foods, but she was eating until she was satisfied and not overdoing it. Don't eat until you feel sick, right? We did body weight workouts and steps were mandatory. So besides body weight workouts are mandatory, steps are mandatory. Okay, when you're on vacation, you are moving more, obviously. So get as many as you can throughout the day. Most times you're hitting 12 to 20K steps a day without even trying. So she did bodyweight workouts because she just wanted to. She was in such a groove. And I think that's the goal that everybody should have is just do what you can while you're gone. Enjoy this so much that you're like, I don't want to stop the training, right? So we just did like 2 to 3 bodyweight workouts a week. Wasn't anything crazy. And then she just got a lot of steps in. And for some clients, they don't even do workouts. We just focus on steps. No tracking food. She's just sending me pictures and being honest about what she was eating without feeling guilty. So that when she was back, I knew what to adjust and how much to adjust the calories by to manage everything that she was doing. No more water and, more water, not no more water. You want to drink more water and drinking alcohol once a week while being away. Okay, that is one thing that will manage a lot of the progress that you've built. It's just making sure you're not overdoing it with alcohol consumption. Okay. She didn't gain a single pound and we continued where she left off. So every time she came back, it's not like she gained 5-10 pounds. She just was the exact same weight. So then when she came back, everything was moving smoothly. It was that simple. I don't need you going away thinking, oh my God, like, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? Just worry about what you can control. And that's maintaining the progress you built. A lot of your fitness journey is mental. If you can control the stress that you feel when doing these things, you're going to be able to control the progress you've made so much better. Okay. And this is what happens. I got it's bothering me that this was in the way, but I don't want to move it because it was going to block the words. But this is what happens, man. Great progress and great things. Now she has more energy. She's able to show up for her kids more. She's able to do more in her day-to-day life without feeling exhausted or burnt out by the end of the day. And the biggest thing is like she can enjoy foods. She can enjoy her life going out with friends and family without this idea that she has to be perfect all the time. It's about consistency, right? Like when I work with my clients, it's not about how much weight can we lose in the fastest time, in the shortest time possible. It's how do we build a body that helps you lose weight and keep it off for good? How do you build a body that helps you maintain your health so that when you're 40, 50, 60, 80, whatever it is, getting out of a chair and walking is not the workout. That is what you were building here. Okay. So focus on 1% better. Please, if you have any questions, you can always DM me. We would love, and if you want to work with me, we'll hop on a quick call. We'll go over the goals that you have and things like that and talk about the plan of attack that's right for you because everybody is different. I will link the application to my program in my bio here, in the caption as well. And if you're interested, you can join. And if not, please feel free to follow at CoachRaj.official on every single platform. And I will give you free tips on how to make sure you lose weight, lose fat, build muscle, and keep it off for good.